Well, hey everyone, it's me, Eric Kimball, and welcome to the very first episode of Let's Talk Tools. This is a new format that I am pursuing within my channel. The whole channel's not changing. It's still going to be what it has been, which is an eclectic mix of things that interest me, like carpentry and gardening and tools. But I'm going to focus here in this format, and it'll be a separate playlist with all the episodes. I'm going to focus on 3 tools per episode, and it's not going to be long or in-depth. So that's the idea here. And I don't have a big shop, obviously. I'm working with limitations, so the tools won't be big. And maybe someday they will, but not anytime soon. I'll focus on smaller tools, and I'm going to focus on new tools and older tools, vintage tools, antique tools, and mystery tools. And I have in this episode a mystery tool and a new tool that you have never seen before. So let's get started with tool number 1, which is this little homemade hammer. This right here is a very nice example of a vintage machinist-made hammer. I see these relatively often at estate sales, and they always catch my eye. My understanding is that many of these hammers, these machinist-made hammers, were high school shop class projects. And there are so many different machinist skills that go into making a hammer like this one in particular. The shaft is tapered here, the handle is knurled, and it's drilled out actually and tapped, and we've got a cap here that's threaded. Very impressive. Right there, you can see the inside. This was something that I missed out on in shop class. I made a paper towel holder for my mother in 8th grade, and that was about it. See right there, the head, and under the head is it's 6-sided. I'll show you that. Now that paper towel holder that I made in 8th grade shop class was my first woodworking project, and if I had made a hammer instead, I might never have been a carpenter and worked in the building trades. I might have been a machinist, and that would have been a whole lot easier on my body. I got a question for those of you, your old timers, or hey, maybe you younger guys out there. Did you learn how to do this in shop class? Did you make a hammer? Or maybe a hammer like this? This is from another estate. And this isn't quite as impressive as that other hammer, but nevertheless, it's a useful tool. And I'll tell you something, it shows that it's been used. It's peened over a little bit there and there. Whoever made this was a special hammer. Hey, if you make a hammer in shop class, it's going to be special, and you're going to hang on to that your whole life. This one, for some reason, didn't get used all that much. Doesn't show it. Shows a little bit of use, but not like this little one here. So that's tool number 1, machinist-made hammers. I think they're neat, and I'd like to make one, but I don't know how. Next up is a mystery tool, and this is the mystery tool right here. I picked this up at an estate sale, which is where I get most of the old tools. And I did not know what this was, but I could see that it was hand-forged and it was old, and that's all I need to grab it and throw it in my bag. I thought this might be something like a bark spud, a tool used to take the bark off of logs. You could probably use it for that, but it wouldn't be very productive because it's small. That's not what it is. I did find out what it was. It took a while. What I found out is that this is a farrier's buttress. It's missing the handle right here. And this was used way back in the day by a farrier to trim horses' hooves before shoeing them. Here's a picture from eBay that shows basically the same buttress as I have here with a handle on it. And here is another eBay picture. This shows a different style of buttress, a little bit more elaborate, and it has a longer handle that looks like a gun stock. And that longer handle was positioned against the farrier's shoulder so that he could use his upper body to push the tool and trim the hooves. So if you find one of these, just hang it on the wall and and people will say, hey, what is that thing? And now you know. It's a buttress. Put wings on it, and you'll have a flying buttress. Now, before I show you the third tool, which is a tool that I have invented, I want to present the reason that I invented the tool. This is just a jumble of screws and nails and bolts and washers, things like that. I even have I see a clothespin spring there. Most shops have buckets or tins or boxes of this sort of stuff. And I've been endeavoring to organize. If you watched my previous videos about making the revolving jar organizers, you know that I'm trying to organize. And what I did is I created this new tool. This is the Whiz-Bang Screw Length Quick Checker, and it is something that allows me to very quickly determine how long a screw or nail is. And I just hold the screw with my finger, and I slide it right along here until I get to the right length, 3 inches right there. Okay, let me show you that one more time. Here's a drywall screw. I'll slide it right along, 1.25 inches. There it is. It's 1.25 inches. You see that? See how easy that was? It's not only easy, it's fun. Here's a nail, and we can slide it over until we get the right length, 3.25 inches. It's not 3, it's not 3.5, it's 3.25 inches. This is actually a very useful tool, and you're probably thinking to yourself, what's that? What's that hole for? Well, that is a hole for the thumb to fit into, like a painter's palette. You can hold on to this thing and grab your screws that you want to measure, and you can slide them right along there, and we've got 2 inches. This is a 2-inch screw. Okay, hey, it works with bolts too. Look at this. Slide it right along. There's a 2-inch bolt. Okay, it's fun to use the Whiz-Bang Screw Length Quick Checker. If you want to make one, it's made out of 1/8-inch PVC plastic, and I took my knife, utility knife, and I just scored these lines, and then I put red paint in them, and then I wiped it off so that a little bit of darkness was in the scored lines, okay? And that concludes episode 1 of Let's Talk Tools. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for episode 2. It's going to be a doozy. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.